Hey, y'all, this is Red Taylor with the Red Hot Read Show, and I wanted to spend a little time with you today talking about politics, right? Okay, because everybody's an expert in politics, and we all have an opinion, and it's such a hot topic around the country right now, really around the globe right now. There's so much disturbance that's going on because of folks' political positions, political stances and political beliefs. And what I want everybody to know, just to begin with, is I think that we all should be involved a little bit more in politics. You know, it directly affects our lives so much. If you look at what's going on today with inflation, let's just start with inflation. You know, right now we're talking, we're in a situation where inflation is really at dramatic levels. Okay. Yeah, so just talking about inflation today and what everybody, everyday Americans and really all of us are feeling. If you look at the numbers that right now, since February of 2021, rent prices are up 21%. Used car prices are up 21%. Groceries are up 22% since February of 2021. Natural gas is up 27%. Electricity, your electric bill, is up 28% since February 2021. Baby food, mothers, my oldest daughter is 29 and is about to have my fourth grandchild. Baby food is up 31%, ladies and gentlemen. Airfare, I just had a flight on Thursday of last week. Airfare tickets are up 33%. Gasoline is up 48% since February of 2021, and now we have all of this disturbance and true war. I mean, we have a kinetic war going on over in the Middle East right now, and we know that that's going to cause gas prices to go up even more, which affects everybody who drives a vehicle and who buys a good or service, because we know that goods and services are transported by vehicles that use gas. And so, you know, what we have to understand is these factions are politically affected by the folks that we are putting up in Washington, D.C. Now, we have this two-party system in America, right? We have Democrats and we have these Republicans. And what it seems like to me is I don't care if you're a Democrat and I don't care if you're a Republican. You know, I'll be honest with you right now. And you know, I didn't vote for Donald Trump in 2016. Okay. You know, we were coming off 8 years of Obama, who I didn't, really like, but I mean, the economy was okay. Things were doing decent. You know, Hillary was running, and Hillary had been in the system for so many years. And kind of one of my thought processes at the time was Trump was an edgy type figure. He was an unknown, an outlier, and at least Hillary knew the system. At least she could keep everything running good. My business was running good. So, we had overcome all the changes that Obamacare had brought in and whatever had happened. And so I thought, man, even though I don't generally agree with her politics and a lot of her positions, that she would be a better vote than Donald Trump would be, because he was the unknown. And just truth be told, I didn't vote in 2016, and I regret that to this day. But thankfully, I didn't vote for Hillary over Trump, because I would have really regretted that, because I believe that Trump served a great purpose as the president from 2016 to 2020. And I do believe that he's going to be the president in 2021. And I hope that way, because I think that he is the leader of the greatest political movement in the history of humankind, which is MAGA, Make America Great Again. And, you look all across the country and you see all these rallies and all the support and all the lawfare that they are entering into to try to defeat Trump and to try to stop Trump. I mean, they've got these lawsuits. They're going to lock him up for over 700 years and make him die in a prison. Okay. The guy he was the president of the United States for 4 years. I mean, think about it. This guy's a billionaire. He was a billionaire. He is a billionaire. Do you understand the type of life that a billionaire can live? Do we really comprehend that? They can have anything they want, anytime they want, anywhere they want, served by people from all over the place. Their children, their grandchildren, they can do whatever they want, whenever they want, wherever they want, and how they want it, how much they want it. That's how good the life of a billionaire can be. Okay? So this guy's got all these golf courses, all these resorts, all these businesses all over the planet that he can go and enjoy. He could have yachts, 200-foot yachts, planes, everywhere, a virtual vacation for life if he wanted it. His children, his grandchildren, they can't spend all the money. Okay? Yet he's standing before the world, standing before the deep state, right? Those who are trying to take him down, and he's taking the bullets. Why? Oh, some say, well, he's got this ego. Well, he's egotistical. It's all about this power. He's got power. He's a billionaire. He owns companies. He can tell anybody that works at these companies to do what he wants them to do, and they'll go do it. Okay? It's not ego. This guy is on a different plane of a mission, I believe. Okay? So, and I don't want to turn you off on that, but I know it's turning some of you guys off on that. Okay? But the thing about it is that's the inner problem of us, is that we're all being divided by this system. Okay? If you look at what's going on out there, it seems to me like the system, the two-party system, and those who are in charge of it are hell-bent on division of the American people. Because united, we can stand and rise and grow and prosper and be great. But divided, we're surely going to fall. And if you look at all these prices and all the things that are going on in the economy right now, house prices, who can afford to buy a house? The average house price in America right now, the new average house price in America is $475,000. Interest rates ticked back up over 7.5% this week. Okay? The interest rates by themselves aren't a catastrophe. And the house prices by themselves aren't a catastrophe. But when you put them both together, people can't afford to buy new houses, okay? And therefore, you have mortgage applications at all-time lows. People are not applying for mortgages. Why? Because they can't afford to buy houses. And so what does that do to the overall economy? Well, people like me that have their house that they've lived in for 10 years or whatever, and they've got a 3% mortgage or whatever, we're not selling. Why would I sell? I can't go replace my house for the same money. Like, let's say I sold my house and I made $100,000. Well, I couldn't take that money that I made, that $100,000, go buy a new house and get the same or better. It will be less. And so what it does to the economy is all these people that aren't selling their houses, that is $6 trillion of inventory, real estate inventory, that's sitting on the sidelines right now. So that money's not flowing through the economy. And that's a really big macroeconomics type of topic right there, but it does boil back down to politics, right? So, you look at that, and then you look at the fact that how are we dealing with all of this inflation? Okay, how are Americans? How are we combating the inflation? Well, let's just look at what's going on with credit right now, and household credit and credit cards. Okay, we know that credit card debt is at an all-time high. So the amount that people have on their credit cards, the amount that they're spending on their credit cards, is at an all-time high. Never in the history of America has credit card debt been higher than it is right now. Okay, also credit card interest rates. So 22, 24, 26% is what we're paying on the debt. So if the average American family has $5,000 debt in credit card, then they're paying 22% interest on that credit card debt. So every single dollar that they're paying, 22 cents of every dollar is just going to interest. And so the credit card delinquencies are at an all-time high. What does that mean? You can't pay your payment. You can't make the payment on the debt. Well, why would you when you look at the United States government, and our federal government is just under a $35 trillion debt? Okay? The interest on the United States debt is at an all-time high. It's at $1 trillion a year, basically, which is more than we pay on our defense budget, which is about to be more than we pay on Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security. All the people that are in their 60s and 70s and 80s that have paid into the system for 20, 25, 30 years, where's that money going to come from? So, and if they go and just print more money, well, all it does is devalue your dollar. It makes inflation go up. And now that instead of being at 22, 27, 31, 40%, it's going to tick up. So it makes your dollar go less. And now, for the first time in like 27 months, I believe, real wages in March were down over 4%. So inflation's going up, debt's going up, wages are going down. Bad picture. Why should you get involved and get more knowledgeable about politics? Because it's hitting you at home. It's hitting you right square in your pocketbook and in your mouth. Guys, this is not the way that it is supposed to be. Okay? We are not supposed to be living in debt like that. The Bible, the scripture says that the borrower is slave to the lender. Why do you go work every single day, get up at 5:30 a.m., 6 o'clock in the morning, go get a cup of coffee, jump in your vehicle, go sit 45 minutes, an hour in traffic to go work a job that you cannot stand with people that you don't like, that a boss that doesn't appreciate you, to try to make a company you don't believe in money? Why? Because you're in debt. Because they got you. They have you. You have bills to pay. You have a family to support. Okay? That's not the way that it's supposed to be. Well, why would I get involved in politics? Why would I learn more about politics? Well, because this is the life that I'm living, and it is a direct result of the political leaders that are up there making the rules of the game that we got to play by. Okay? So that's just a microcosm of the economic structure that's being, developed by our political leaders. Okay? Secondly, what's going on around the world right now? Okay? Well, we are really just slow walking and limping ourselves, it seems like, into World War III. We have, how many different places, how many different countries, areas are we in a kinetic? What kinetic actually means is physical, boom, 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 fight them up, blow them up, shoot them up, war, right? So we have the Russia-Ukraine deal going on. Why? Why do we care about Russia and Ukraine? Okay? Ukraine's not a member of NATO. Go right now and find Ukraine on a map without being directed there. None of us can. We don't even know where it is. Okay? But because all this stuff has happened over the last year, now we're sending $200 billion of your money, that money they're taking out of your paycheck every month, every week, every other week. Yeah, that money, it's going to Ukraine. Okay? Place that you don't know who they are. You can't find them on a map. They've never meant one thing to America. But now we're sending them all our money. And we have, and everybody in Washington, D.C. has to fund this war. Guys, they've lost. Ukraine is done. They never were going to beat Russia. They never could beat Russia. It never was going to happen. But yet we've sent all this money and all these planes and all these tanks over there and killed an entire generation of Ukrainian sons and daughters. But why should we get involved in politics? I don't know. Did it ever occur to you that we have like 25 U.S. taxpayer-funded bioweapons labs in Ukraine? Did you ever hear about that? Has that been on the mainstream media? Has that been on ABC, CBS, NBC Nightly News? Has it been on CNN? Has it been on Fox News? Had it been on MSNBC? Probably not. And if it was highly glazed over. I would encourage you to research that. Why are you sending your money that you go to work? You got up at 6 a.m., right? Sat in traffic 45 minutes to go sit at the job for 8 hours. Got a 30-minute lunch. They took all that money out of your paycheck, and they're building 20 bioweapons labs? Bioweapons, I mean, like, I don't know, COVID-19, right? In the Wuhan over in China, we've all heard of that. Well, why do we have 20 of them in Ukraine on the Russian border? Why? And why are you paying for it? Why am I paying for it? Okay? These are things that we need to ask. This is stuff that we have to start getting involved in. Okay? Because now we're sitting over there with a nuclear arsenal in Russia that is involved in a real war. And now let's transition over just a little more east to Israel and Palestine. And we have the Jews and the Muslims, the Jews and the Gentiles going at it again. Didn't Trump sign the Abraham Accord? Didn't he get the Abraham Accord done while he was in office? For the first time in history, he got the Jews and the Muslims to come together in a peace treaty? I think he did. I think it was a pretty big deal, but now we have war, okay? And who else is about to jump in this war? Well, Iran. Iran is knocking on the door. What does Iran have? They got nukes. What does Israel have? They got nukes. Okay? Well, if Iran gets in and drops bombs on Israel, well, what does America have to do? We're supposed to defend Israel, right? Well, what do we have? We got nukes. So this is a pretty tough scenario, right? I mean, we got a lot of war and stuff that's happening over there that we are directly involved with and we are directly affected with. But I don't want to get involved in politics. I'll just watch the news. I'll just listen to what they tell me. I'll just listen to what those guys in Congress, listen to what they say. They're all puppets. They're all actors, okay? What do they do? What have they actually ever done for you? What have they actually ever done for the American people, okay? They get on there and they talk. They can't even hold anybody. They talk. Why do they talk? So that the camera will get on them and show them getting fired up and getting angry and rah, 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 boom, 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 about whatever it is that's the hot topic of the day. Abortion, 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 right? Immigration, immigration, immigration. Okay? To get people like me and you all fired up and at each other. And then when it comes time for election time, they go and run on that. Well, have we ever thought to ourselves, why do people want to be politicians? Okay, aren't most of them lawyers? I think most of them are lawyers. And if you're a good lawyer, can't you make pretty good money in our society? I mean, we have a pretty litigious society, right? I mean, people get sued, people go to jail, people need representation, lawyers charge, $200, $300, $500 an hour. I mean, lawyers can make really good money running a law practice, right? And if they go up there and they become a congressman or a senator, what are they paid? $175,000 a year, $225,000 a year. Good money, but you ain't getting rich off $175,000 a year. Not in Washington, D.C. You're not getting rich off $225,000 a year. So why do they want to be politicians? Okay, I don't want to be a politician. I take a pay cut. I don't want to take a pay cut. I like running my businesses. Okay? So why do they want to be politicians? Why is getting voted in the next time so important to them? Could it be because the power? Could it be because instead of being for the people, by the people, and representing you and I, they go up there and they somehow get compromised, somehow they get plugged into a system where really all they're doing is enriching themselves? Why else would they want to do it? Power, money. Right? I mean, isn't that what fuels so many in our world? Greed, power, money. Okay? They're not making a difference in our lives for good. So ask yourself, why do these politicians keep going up there to get reelected? So, we've got this scenario, and I'll tell you why. There's a lot of money in war, right? I mean, you look at Raytheon right now, and their stock's going through the roof. Okay, they love war, and they got a big, expensive lobby. And, I get it. If I was Raytheon, I'd probably want war around the world and disturbance as well, because that's how we make money. That's how we grow our company. But that doesn't serve me and you. That doesn't serve the American people. So why are we doing these things? Okay, I would be willing to bet that the people of Ukraine, the people of Russia, the people of Atlanta, Georgia, of Little Rock, Arkansas, of Chesapeake, Virginia, or Lincoln, Kentucky, or people of America, I believe people want to have a good life. Okay? I believe they want to be able to get up and do what they like to do, go to their job that they like, earn the money that they earn, and spend the time with their family and their friends on the weekends, go on vacations, and live a peaceful life. Chase their own dream. They don't want war. We're not passionate enough about somebody else to go and blow them up and kill them. We don't care if you're a Christian, if you're a Jew, if you're a Muslim, if you're a Hindu. Bruh, be you. You do you. We're going to be me. Okay? You want to go and use some drugs, man? I don't really like it myself, but go do it. Okay? If you need help breaking that habit, holla. You know what I'm saying? As long as it's not hurting someone else. It's none of my business. Okay? Abortion. I personally don't agree with it. Okay? It's not, I think you're killing a baby. You're killing a human. But it's not my position to impose my belief on another human being. I don't feel that strongly about it. I don't think most folks do. Okay? We didn't feel that strongly about them making us get those COVID-19 shots. Nobody was standing up to say, my body, my body, my choice. During that time, they were forcing everybody to get that shot, weren't they? Okay? What's different? So, all of these things that are going on are to divide us and put us in a situation where those who are in power, the ones behind the scene, maybe that administrative state, maybe that fourth branch of the U.S. government that's not in the Constitution. You know, I'm not talking about the executive branch, the legislative branch, the judiciary branch. I'm talking about that administrative state branch, that military authoritarian state branch, the one that's behind the scenes, that's making all the rules and running these politicians' lives and making them make these decisions on their behalf and not mine and your behalf. So maybe we should get a little bit more involved in politics and become knowledgeable. And then the last big thing that I'll talk about today, these three converging catastrophes that we have in American politics today, is the southern border. Okay? By modest estimates, we have 12 million illegal aliens who have entered across our southern border over the last 3.5 years. Okay? Now, I'll preface this by saying I'm all for legal migration. People who have come to this country, through Ellis Island, through Manners, ports of entry, and have gone through the lawful legal steps to become American citizens, green card, worker, whatever, legally, I'm all for it. That's the way our country was built. Okay, we are the great melting pot. However, we should be a country of law and order. How in the world is it okay? Is it amendable and agreeable to allow unvetted people from any nationality, from any country, to walk through our borders and roam freely in our society? When's the last time you flew on an airplane? Were you able to just walk freely on that airplane? Or did you have to go through the TSA checkpoint and get searched? Yeah, all of us. Okay? Well, that's not happening at the borders. These guys are walking in and walking through. And I'm talking about they're coming from places that openly hate America. I don't know, like China, the CCP, which is our existential enemy. They are the number one enemy of America and really the free world. How about Venezuela? Gangs. They've opened up the prisons and let Venezuelan fighting age men, prisoners, felons into America. Somalia, Syria, Iran, countries in the Middle East that really openly say death to America. They're roaming freely in this country and they're being paid for by your taxpayers' dollars. They're given prepaid debit cards to go and spend so that they can stimulate the economy. They're given free health insurance. Who pays for that? That's right, me and you. They're given an opportunity. They're given our Second Amendment rights to go and purchase and own firearms. Why? Why? So these are scenarios that I think that we all need to be thinking a little bit more about and asking ourselves some questions. Should I do a little bit more research? Should I get off the surface? Should I get unemotional about these things? Quit being emotional, because I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. Okay, I believe in America first. I believe in my family. I believe in your family. I believe in people's rights. Look, you want to be gay? It's okay. Okay, I want to be straight. I hope it's okay. Okay, you don't want to have babies? Don't have babies. Okay, you want to live a life that's a little alternative, a little different. Okay, man, do it. Hopefully it works for you. You're able to find joy, fulfillment, peace in that life. Okay? But don't hurt other people. Don't harm other people. Don't expect everyone else to affirm that your life that's extreme and different is okay in a society where it's not the norm. But they're not going to tread on you or mess with you and put you in a situation where you can't live that life as long as you're doing it peacefully and in a manner by which you don't want to harm other people. I mean, I think that's, if we could all look at things a little bit more objectively instead of being so openly opinionated and dogmatic about putting the other side down and pointing our finger and saying, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. Okay? I hate Trump, I hate Trump, I hate Trump, I hate Biden, I hate Biden, I hate Biden, I hate Clinton, I hate Obama. No, we're Americans. Let's love America. Let's love what's best for America and Americans. And if we could see it that way, wouldn't we all be a little bit better off? Wouldn't we force those people, if we could stand on those principles, wouldn't we force those people who are up there making those laws and rules for us, wouldn't we force them to represent us a little bit more? Play by the rules that we set, just like our Constitution, the living document that governs our country for over 200 years now? So I challenge you to get involved on more than a surface level. Do a little research. Look at some ulterior means of news and information and form a more well-informed view and go out and voice it. Voice it to those around you. So yeah, guys, that's my take on politics and the world global economic structure today. And once again, I'm Red Taylor from the Red Hot Read Show.